Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Hello, welcome.
All right, let's start. Today, we are talking about how to become a data analyst in 2025. It's actually a little bit different of what we had in 2024. The skills are a little bit different. What our hiring managers are expecting from us, a little bit different. So I'm Nadia Tumanova. I'm going to present you this webinar today. Let's start. So a little bit about myself. I'm a master's in mathematics. I have master's in mathematics and economics, more than 12 years of data analytics and business intelligence experience, and 2+ years in software as a service fintech consulting companies in California, and I work remotely from Toronto. I have more than 5 years of education practice, more than 1 year of teaching data analytics to students all over the world, 5+ years in Canada, and I'm founder of the Human Intelligence School. And my mission is to help you, to help people to stay ahead of AI, because it looks like everyone is really terrified about AI, if it's gonna replace us or not. And a little bit about Liana. Liana is here, a growth manager and communication manager. She has bachelor's and several master's degrees in linguistics, and one of them is from the Pennsylvania State University. She has Cambridge certificate in teaching English to speaker of other languages, so CELTA, so certificate to for adults,
Right.
te- teaching adults. Yep, 10+ years of education practice. Liana, a little bit.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Nadia. Yes, the education experience that I have is in different educational environments. I worked as a school teacher, as a university instructor, as a Montessori school teacher. So I work in a daycare and have work with people of different ages. I also the self certificate have the self certificate and have taught English to adult learners. And I'm gonna be your main point of contact in case you have any questions about the course or any questions along the way. I'm here to help you, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, Liana. And Liana is actually a great tutor. So if you have any issues with English, if you're worried that your English is not enough to become a data analyst or any specialist, if you lack of business English, please let us know, let Liana know, and she's going to be happy to help you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you, Liana. All right, a little bit about myself, my journey. I came to Canada in 2020. Great year to immigrate. March 2020, everything was on freeze, hiring freeze everywhere. And before moving to Canada, I used to work in insurance as underwriter, actuary, and a little bit product development as well. And before, I thought that maybe I should continue in insurance. But when I came to Canada, I discovered that actually to work as an underwriter or actuary, you have to pass at least seven exams, or actually even more for actuary. And each of the exams, course plus exam, around 1,500 dollars each. So I would spend more than 10K just, on courses, on exams, just to technically be certified as an underwriter in Canada, and it didn't mean that I'm going to find a job. And honestly, the salary of underwriter or actuary wasn't that great. So it was something like $65,000, and it wasn't even for junior, it was like for senior underwriter, and I didn't see any growth for underwriters. So that's why I took a look at my my skills in the market, and I discovered that um, actually data analysts are really in high demand, and um, my skills, so Excel, reporting, working with reports a lot, little bit SQL. I used to have like less than 1 year of experience in SQL. My first job was working with it a little bit again. And I decided to transform my resume and try to apply as a data analyst. And I found a job as a junior analyst at that time in a real estate company through networking. And by the way, I really like advise you to expand your network, to add us into LinkedIn, Leanne and myself. I post or I repost um, uh, job descriptions sometimes, so don't hesitate to add us and to expand your network overall. All right. Well, so we received your questions. First one is data analyst salaries, one of the most important questions and popular questions. How much money are we making? The second one is AI going to replace us all or not? Is data analytics the easiest way to get into the IT? How does one day of a data analyst look like? Which software tools do we use? If I could give you one recommendation, what that would be: career growth promotions. Is Google Data Analytics certificate enough to become a data analyst? And who hires? So which industries, which companies, etc. So let's start talking about salaries. So data analyst salaries, let's start with that data analysts are in high demand, and you can like check each year, for instance, your government site. It can be US government, Canada government, to check if they are still in high demand. As of 2024 and 2025, data analysts are in high demand, and companies seek their expertise to make data-driven decisions. So we are helping businesses to make data-driven decisions. And again, this is a quote from the government website. There is a significant gap between the need for skilled data analysts and the available talent. So there is a significant gap. As companies increasingly rely on data analytics to drive their business strategies. So junior data analyst starting with 60K to 85K per year. I would say from what I see in my students, I see that they are starting with 65K if they become junior data analyst. So from 65K, I would say, to 85. And then if you start as a senior data analyst, you're making from 85K to 130K. And some of my students are starting with senior data analyst because when you complete the course, you already have all the skills and practice and experience in the internship. So that's why it's possible to become, like, to skip junior level. Data manager is making more than 130K per year. And there are other opportunities to grow, not only as a manager, but also into other directions. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later. Other data role salaries are business analyst from 70K to 120K per year. Business intelligence analyst, by the way, it's another it is still a data analyst, but more focused on data visualization. So making from 75K to 130K per year. Data engineer, they are making a little bit more than data analyst because of specific skills that they are applying, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. 85K to 150K. And data scientist. So here I'm mentioning um, I would say averages from 85K to 150K, but in reality, data scientists can make honestly up to $1 million. From what I see, Meta is hiring data scientists from OpenAI, and that's just sign up bonus of $1 million. That's completely insane, I know. From what I saw on LinkedIn, Netflix was hiring head of data science for 900K per year. That's again insane salary, I think, but still possible. All right, is AI going to replace us? This is one of the hot topics, so let's talk about it. Well, first of all, we are, as data analysts, we are helping data scientists to prepare data for their analysis going further. So it's really hard to replace us because we are part of this AI process. So this is first reason why. AI is unfortunately not that great in terms of data analysis as well because data is never clean. And cleaning data is our responsibilities. And I think most of us here are Russian speaking people here. So I would recommend you to watch a new film from Yuri Dudь about Silicon Valley, one of the person who is running a AI business, AI startup. I'm going to send you the link actually about that. So he is talking a lot about how data is now a main point of everything, basically. All the businesses, all the engineers are working using data, and data and analysts are a part of it. So please, if you have some time, it's actually almost 3 hours, I believe, but it's very interesting. Lots of discussions about data. All right. So yeah, but as well, what is AI doing for us? And I believe most likely they are not going to replace us, but help us to work with easier.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Um, oops, 1 second. Accidentally clicked. So it's actually helping us a lot. So for instance, previously my company was hiring data analysts who knew SQL and in advanced level. Now we are hiring data analysts who know English. Sorry, not English. SQL in intermediate level. Why is that? Because now we can use ChatGPT, but still we're hiring person who knows SQL on intermediate level, because if it's just basic level or if they don't know SQL at all, it's still really hard to find an error in AI, right? Like ChatGPT or Power BI. Microsoft Copilot, for instance. So they still make mistakes, lots of errors in the code, and to make sure that you're not, copying and pasting this code into your system, you need to notice errors in the code. So, and to know that to notice that, you need to be at least intermediate. So it's definitely helping us, for instance, to come up with the right code or with the right idea more quickly. But it's definitely still not replacing us, and I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, but the main point, I think it's just because we are cleaning data and we are helping data scientists and AI engineers with the data. So they on the next step, they can uh, build machine learning or predictive modeling models. All right. The next question is data analytics the easiest way to get into the IT? Well, it depends. I mean, previously, I guess like 5 years ago, or maybe a couple of years ago, people were talking about testing, like QA, QA was the easiest way to get into the IT. I'm not sure. I haven't worked with as a QA. Um, so for me, I think that data analytics is the easiest way to get into the IT, because if you worked previously with the reporting with Excel, and if you don't know how to code, that's okay, because you don't need to code here. We have SQL mostly for like light coding, I would say, to query data. It's not programming language. It's like language to query data. It looks similar to English, so it's definitely for you if you don't like to code. But if you like to code, for instance, from a data analyst, you can grow to data scientist or to data engineer. Those guys, those are using more of Python and other programming languages. All right. Yes, so that was my point. So 85% of office workers work with reports. So that's why I think that it is the best way to get into the IT through data analysis, because if you already used Excel, then and 85% of us already use Excel in their previous life. It's easy because you already have this transferable skill, and you can get into data analysis, because this is the first step. The main step is still most of the offices, most of the businesses use Excel a lot, honestly. Even our company uses Excel, and really like mm, 70% of our reports still in Excel, because our clients, as I work in a consulting company, our clients are insurance companies, banks, real estate companies, etc. They are asking us about reports in Excel because they are working in Excel. So even like high tech company or really developed companies, they still have to use Excel. Okay. Background to become data analyst. So what I saw in my life. It was actually even aestheticians I had in my students groups, logistics, of course, sales, because sales, for instance, sales are creating lots of sales reports, logistics reports, economics, of course. So I myself have a master's in economics, uh, finance. Yes. So, for instance, finance analysts used to be a finance analyst, now became like financial analyst, became data analysts because, again, they used to create reports almost every day. Even people who had a business, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today when we were talking about our student success, HR, same situation. I had a student who was HR recruiter and became a data analyst. She used to work a lot with HR reports, and then this transferable skill she applied to a new job, created pet projects, and then found a job as a data analyst here in Canada. E-commerce, they're using reports all the time. Marketing analysts using lots of reports, and actually if you have background in marketing or education, it's even really easier for you to become a data analyst, because so many job descriptions are looking for a data analyst with background in marketing, because it's easier if you know some business, if you know domain, we say. So yes, it really works. Administrations, yes, we have um, several students who found a job because they used to be an administrator or receptionists, and they created reports again and again. Management as well, of course. social media, digital media, I highly recommend you to take a look at the data analytics job. Healthcare as well. So healthcare is really interesting because there are so many job descriptions for healthcare data analyst, and they are specifically looking for a person with healthcare background, being like used to be a doctor, for instance. And unfortunately, in Canada, you have to um, you have to study again for 10 years, I believe, to become a doctor again. And many people decide to go to data analytics, for instance, or business analytics, but in healthcare industry. So that works as well. Banking, that's obvious, like finance, same thing. Insurance as well. I'm from insurance. Accounting, I have lots of students who came from accounting to become a data analyst. Because they create reports all the time, and the problem is, looks like the salary of accountants, they're not that great now. Not, I haven't checked salaries of accountants, but looks like that, and they want to grow. So even if they stay at their job, at their company, they are growing inside their companies, and they are getting more responsibilities and growing to data analytics as well. Legal stuff, legal background, same situation with healthcare. You have to study 10 plus years here. So that's why it's sometimes easier to become a data analyst than to continue. Entrepreneurs, same as business. IT obviously would be a great job to consider to become a data analyst. And others. Oh, by the way, please let me know from which background you are, what background you have, maybe what do you have master's degree or bachelor degree in something? Just let us know, and we'll tell you if you're a good candidate for becoming data analyst. All right, one day in a data analyst life. All right. So, well, first of all, who is a data analyst? Data analyst is a person who is inspecting, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data to discover useful information, draw conclusions, and support decision making. So, we are checking data, cleaning it, transforming it, modeling data, and finding some findings, some insights, and helping our businesses to make a decision based on this data. All right.
Finding patterns too.
Patterns, of course. Yeah, yeah. And so that's one of my favorite explanation of what data analyst is. Data analyst is an explorer, detective, and artist, all rolled into one. So that's really interesting. Explorer and detective. So we're exploring data. Detective is like investigating our data, looking for patterns. Yes, thank you. And trends in our data. And artist. So one of my favorite part of this job is being an artist, because we are visualizing our data, and we actually telling stories about this data to our stakeholders, to our managers, to our clients, etc. So, and like visualizing data, it can be really like almost like a designer job. It's actually a designer job, I would say, because, for instance, recently we had a rebranding at our company, and we changed all the colors. And my job was to create a new design for our dashboards and reports that we have in our company. That was really interesting in terms of how you play with colors, the best way to show trends, patterns in your data. So with the color, and that's really interesting as well. And by the way, if you have background in design, UX UI design or something, graphic design, you would be great for as a data analyst as well. We even have the same tool that we use, designers and data analysts, called Figma. I don't know if you heard of that one, but yes, very interesting tool, by the way. Okay, so how we start our day. So usually, as probably everyone, we check our calendar. So what I have in my calendar, daily huddles with my team, so daily meetings. It means that we are gathering together, we are discussing what we're going to do this day or this week, or maybe a new task was prioritized and we need to focus on that, um, something like that. What I also have in my calendar, one-on-ones. One-on-ones, it means that meeting with just one person, and we are discussing promotions, career opportunities, maybe some issues that should be solved. And I have one-on-ones with my manager, with my vice president, senior vice president, in each member of my team. But this is because I'm a manager. So as a data analyst, I used to have one-on-ones with my manager and director. So now my manager is director. Um, so and by the way, VP as well, but it used to be just one in a month, but now it's weekly meetings. So in my team members as well, so they're having one-on-ones with me and with the director. We are discussing their tasks, any issues that they are experiencing. Maybe I can help with them. And by the way, even if you're not considering data analytics, even you're like someone else, let's say project manager, consider having one-on-ones with your manager, because this is the way for you to grow. Just discuss during one-on-ones, discuss with your manager career opportunities, what you did, and your achievements from the previous week or maybe from the previous month. Um, yes, and maybe you found a course that you want to take a look at. Let them know, and they can approve a course. It can be, by the way, not in the handbook of your company, but they still can approve it. Just consider that as well. Okay, meeting with the product team. We have a product team. Meeting with the engineering team. Engineering team now is building a new data warehouse for us, or database. Um, so we are actually providing so many information to them, just consulting them on how database should look like, relationships between tables. Yeah, I'm covering all of it in during the course, but yeah. And the product team, for instance, if they are launching new products, they need to consult with us as well, because we need to make sure that we have a database for that, or we are using correct tables, etc. We have enough data to launch this product, etc., etc. So it's important to have this communication with several teams if you're a data analyst. Also in my calendar are demos of new products. So sometimes product team can forget to mention of new feature or new products to us, and it's important to to make sure that we are following all the demos. We also have board town halls and pulse meetings. In pulse meetings, we have I think it's mostly for entertainment or news. Town halls for mostly for news of the company, and board, of course, more serious, like financial discussions, etc., etc. And seasonal parties, of course. We are having Halloween. We already have a date for holiday party, like New Year's, Christmas. That's interesting. It's not that early. Okay. But this is what I check my calendar to make sure that I don't miss anything. And then and I am checking tickets. And sometimes I check tickets during the huddle already. So this is an example of Jira dashboard. And in Jira dashboard, you can see new tickets for your department as a data analyst, for instance. So for instance, I see that in my ticket dashboard system, I see new ticket saying create new insurance claims dashboard for client A. Of course, I just created that. We don't have a client A, we have other clients, but let's pretend that it's our prioritized client. Okay, so then I'm reading description. Give me 1 second. All right, then I'm reading the description. It says create new insurance claims dashboard for client A. And then I know that the reporter was, for instance, Adam, and he created this description. So he's saying the purpose of the dashboard that we are creating, the key metrics that he wants to see there, or actually client A wants to see, and specific KPIs that they want to see. KPIs are key performance metrics, such as average cost per claim, loss ratio, etc. And after that, after I read the description, I'm taking a look at the database, if I have all the tables, all the data that I need, and then I'm building a dashboard. But before I'm building the dashboard, I'm also cleaning data, um, cleaning data, transforming data, etc. And then I'm building a dashboard. So this is an example of dashboard that I created. And actually, I'm going to send you in the chat so you can play with that as well. Okay. Oh, can I see the chat or okay. All right. Okay. So this is an example of insurance claims dashboard created in Tableau. Tableau is one of the business intelligence tools that I'm teaching in my course. And another tool that I'm teaching is Power BI. Why I'm showing you Tableau here? Because Tableau Tableau dashboard can be published online, so everyone can see that, and I can send you the link. But Power BI is more closed, I would say, business intelligence tool. So only people in your company or specific premium users can see it. But I'll teach that during the course as well. So what is a dashboard? Dashboard is like interactive report, and there can be more visualizations that we used to have in reports. Like reports usually when we say reports, we say tables, usually mean tables. But in this case, we have different graphs, different charts, etc., etc., and you can click and change information. So, for instance, this page called Summary, Executive Summary for Insurance Claims. So you can see KPIs here, like average cost per claim, days to settle, so days from where the claim was open to days where the claim was closed, satisfaction score, how happy they are with our company, with our insurance company. And there is a second page called State. And for instance, here you can see we have a filter on the states. So for instance, for California, you can see that it's in the West, total cost amount almost $1 million, total claims 156. And for instance, gender 57 claims were made by women, 43 by male. Car use percentage, etc., etc. And if we go and check New York, for instance, by the way, this is insurance claims for automobile insurance. So, for instance, 45 claims were made by women and 55 by men. By the way, I used to work in auto insurance, automobile insurance, and with that information in mind, that usually overall, usually female drivers, they make less claims than male drivers, and usually average claim cost or amount, right, to like amount of injuries, amount of like car damages, it's usually less than for male drivers. In knowing this information, we actually provide discounts for female drivers uh, and like usual price for male drivers. So that's how we make decisions based on data. So this is what we could provide some recommendations to our clients. For instance, for California, it makes sense to make, let's say, 10% discount for female drivers. Sorry, for New York, but for California, it's almost the same or different percentage. Doesn't matter. It just that's how we help our businesses drive decisions. All right. So then I create this dashboard and then I present it to a client and tell a story. So what I just show you was just a little part of how would I present this dashboard. So I would definitely prepare more on each of the graphs showing how it, for instance, fall from 2016 to 2017. Probably we have some reasons to that. Um, so yeah, I would tell a story definitely based on the dashboard. If you work, for instance, for Netflix, if you are a business intelligence at Netflix, you could build some dashboards like this, actually. So this is an example of a dashboard for each of the users. So we like I'm sure that almost all of us users of Netflix or another streaming platform. So we have a portfolio of a user, something like that. So we know that episodes, how many episodes of series we watched, they know about us. We probably don't know. Movies, how many movies we watched, and by year as well. So I'm sure that this is an old dashboard, but I'm sure that in 2020, it was like spike in numbers of movies, numbers of episodes that we watched. Um, and there is a waterfall chart here showing number of, I believe that's movies plus episodes watched over years, etc., etc. And for instance, what you watched each season, and what you watched when you watched that. But and at Netflix, they have data analysts and they have data scientists. They work together. So data analyst would prepare data for data scientists, like clear information about each users. And then data scientists would build a predictive model or forecast what you, exactly you, let's say you're Anna, want to watch next. For instance, you were watching romantic comedies previously uh, this and last month. So maybe next time you're opening your Netflix, first thing that you see, they're gonna ask you if you want to watch, let's say, Emily in Paris new season. If you watched reality shows previously, it's gonna forecast that you would watch a new reality show, Life is Blind, for instance. So this is how it works. This is data scientists who help you with your decisions, actually. Um, Let me think another example. that I wanted to. Oh, yes. So even if you, for instance, used to watch a lot of series or shows with your favorite actor, let's say it's Brad Pitt, and they actually gonna change some of the movies. Let's say Brad Pitt wasn't the main actor actually in the movie, but they're gonna change the how do you call it? Thumbnails. So it's a picture for a movie to Brad Pitt because they know that you like this actor. So they're gonna change the thumbnail so you are gonna watch this movie. So that's how it works. That's actually a little bit insane, but unfortunately or fortunately, our data is out there. They know a lot about us. We just recently talked with Juliana. Juliana may be here about sometimes you just speak um, with your husband or with your partner about something, and then you see ad on your in your Google, for instance. That's data analyst, that's data scientist who listen listen and work hard. All right. This is about was about our work.
Nadia, could you please
Yeah.
make it full screen?
Yes. Sorry.
Make the presentation full screen.
Oh, yes, of course. So tools and skills. What are the most important tools and skills now? Let's talk about those. And when I'm talking about most important skills, I'm talking about exactly skills to apply to most data analyst roles. Because what you use on your job and what you need to apply, it might be different. Because sometimes companies asking everything and everywhere, but when you come to their job, you're just working in Excel. Unfortunately, still happens, but skills to apply to most data analyst roles. Basics meaning data introduction topics like what is data, difference between data information and insights, how we get those insights from data, etc., etc. Maybe like even difference between database and data warehouse, and so on. Excel, I just mentioned Excel. Yes, it's important. By the way, if you just want to make a first step to becoming data analyst, I would ask you or offer you to learn Power Query. This is a tool inside Excel, and this tool helps you to automate your routine tasks instead of creating reports, like for instance, each month. For instance, you're an accountant creating a report like monthly expense report. Instead of doing that, you could automate it. Just click one button called refresh, and you get your report ready. So Power Query. And with Power Query, it is easy to learn Power BI right after Power Query. And Power BI is a business intelligence tool. So data visualization, I would learn together with Power BI data visualization, charts, graphs, where to use pie charts, where to use column, bar charts, etc. Tableau. So Power BI is a Microsoft tool. Tableau is recently being acquired by Salesforce. By recently, I mean last 5 years. Um, Power BI is definitely more popular, but Tableau is on the second place. So that's why during my course I teach both. SQL, I just mentioned that our company is asking for intermediate knowledge SQL. Um, if you learn SQL, by the way, if you need a whole roadmap, I can send it to you. What you need to learn exactly in SQL. Um, Python. Python is one of the most interesting topics. Lots of companies asking for Python, but they don't use it. And lots of data analysts or aspiring data analysts made the same mistake. they start learning Python as programmers, like Python for programmers. Um, it's really hard to learn Python for programmers. You would probably spend, I don't know, at least 1 year to learn it. I would say more like 2 years, honestly. So please don't spend much time on Python for programmers. You just need to spend time on Python for DA, for data analysts. There are only 5 max libraries that you need from Python to know as a data analyst. You're not going to be using Python for data science. You're not going to be using Python for programming, because on Python you can create an application, for instance. You don't need it, right? So just Python for data analysis. And together with Python for data analysis, basic statistics. Still, we need basic statistics. For instance, to just, you could use mode or you could use average. And mode is the most frequent number in a data set. However, average is just average, what we use a lot in our daily life. And average sometimes is not meaningful at all. So you need to understand where to use what to um, to gather insights in your data, basically. So KPIs, key performance indicators. It's really important to understand key performance indicators in your company. It can be, let me think. So, for instance, if you have a website and you're selling a product or service, KPIs can be people clicking on the button. So it would be click rate. It's one KPI, but I would say it's one indicator. But key performance indicator would be conversion rate. So people not only clicking to the buy button, but actually going and buying things, right? Providing a card number and then buying your product. So understanding KPIs, understanding the names of these indicators is really important, and also important for your resume as well, because um, you need to mention with which KPIs you worked with and which achievements you achieved. Sorry for that. Um, what you achieved um, in terms of KPIs at your previous jobs. So A/B testing is what I recently added to my course because more and more companies are asking for this experience. A/B testing is really important thing, and it's already mostly between data analysis and data science. So A/B testing is, for instance, you have a website and you have a button called buy, for instance, and you have a feeling that if you make a button buy now instead of just buy, then people are gonna buy more of your product. So to check this hypothesis, you need to make this A/B testing. And so that's what I included recently, and I would recommend you to learn a bit about it. So GitHub is what I added recently, not recently, always been added to the course, because this is where we post our projects. So if you are thinking about pet projects, please post it on GitHub, and then provide, for instance, create a website on Notion, for instance. It's a pretty easy tool, or just post it on GitHub. It doesn't matter. But also one of the most important things, someone asked me, what is the most important? Interview questions preparation and presentation skills. Being able to sell your experience, to sell your skills is the most important in Canada. so what I do at my course, I provide the most popular interview questions that I had, that my students had. So this is a huge list, not huge, but a list of questions. I also have questions from like one of the companies from FANG, so Amazon, Facebook, etc. um, it is behavioral questions, and that's really important to practice those as well, because lots of companies, especially big tech, they actually just get those questions from Amazon, from Google, etc. So they use it. Even smaller companies use those questions. So um, I provide those. And presentation skills. What I recommend you to do, what I include in the course is mock interviews. So we are calling each other, and then we're preparing you to the interviews. And also you can use your body for that, uh, or you can use career coach. It doesn't matter. Just please uh, learn how to present yourself. It's really important. Okay. So career growth.
Nadia,
Uh-huh. Yep.
previously on the chat, we had a question about the skills, whether from Anastasia Chernyshova, whether you need to have math skills, whether math skills are required for you to become a data analyst,
Yes.
or to start this course, start learning to become a data analyst.
So basic math skills are required. And by basic, I mean school skills. And by school, I mean until 10th, what is it, grade. So you don't need to know like logarithms and what else? Like you need to know how to divide, you need to know how to multiply, and basically that's it. You don't need to know more about that. And that's why I am talking now about expertise and education that you need for being business analyst, data engineer, and scientist. So there are 4 types of data roles. And we are here. We are actually artists. We know what questions to ask to explore the data. So expertise that we have usually is business intelligence and data visualization. It doesn't mean a background, but it's if you're a data analyst, you already have those expertise. Product design, data analysis, and applied analytics. Education that you need here. No math education required. Functional degree or diploma, and for instance, marketing, bachelor in marketing, or diploma in accounting, diploma in finance, diploma in um, what else? Management, for instance. So it's enough. If you want to grow, for instance, until vice president, MBA or business school. I'm actually considering now not MBA, but like mini MBA course in a business school because I want to grow. So it's possible, but you don't need it to become a data analyst for sure. Education, I mentioned before that graphic design, UX, UI design would be great as well as a possibility. Because we work with Figma, I mentioned before. So technologies that we use, Excel, SQL, and BI tools mostly. Again, I'm not even mentioning that Python because that's not that frequent for data analysts. If we take a look at scientists here, so data scientists, they know how to model the data. So their expertise in predictive modeling, data science, artificial intelligence. And here I would say actually that functional degree or diploma and math and statistics, so at least maybe not education, but at least knowledge, good knowledge of math and statistics. Because there, yes, statistics, how do we call it? I think Mathematics statistics, I believe this is a specific course that I would take a look. And probability theory, that's what you need to know to become a data scientist. Technologies that I use Python, SQL are Spark, Databricks, Jupyter, AWS. And if we are talking about architects, so data engineers, I mentioned that I'm working with data engineers to help them to build data warehouses because they know how to get and structure the data. So expertise, data engineering, data architecture. And by the way, everything that I'm mentioning is a possibility to grow from data analyst. So becoming data analyst, then learning statistics and becoming data scientist. Or if you want to structure data, know how to get in structured data, then you can grow as a data engineer, data architecture. So learning engineering, learning technologies like Azure, um, AWS, ETL tools. Strategist. So strategist is, I would say, also probability, but not to grow because in terms of salaries, that would be almost the same. But if you're more interested in marketing, for instance, or product management, so you, for instance, want to develop new products and develop new features and then monitor um, how they are doing, if they are bringing money to your business or not, then take a look at product here strategist. They know how to govern and plan usage data, could be product digital analytics or product management, for instance, could be business analysis, could be program management, agile program management, education, again, functional degree, not math statistics or information technologies needed. MBA business and business school just as opportunity to grow. Technologies that product managers, product analysts are using mixed panel amplitude and Calibra. Calibra is a tool to document your requirements. So usually business analysts are using those. Let me take a look at the chat because I think there are lots of questions there. Okay.
Yeah, the main question we have from Alexander is what's the employment rate after completion your course and what is the average timeline?
It's a great question. I don't have exact employment rate because two of the courses are still ongoing. One of the course just completed it and we are having mock-up interviews. And another course is on the stage of internship. But first group that completed, just only one person is still looking for a job out of 15 people. So second group, I need to make a how do you call it? Not quiz. Just I need to ask them and take a look at the statistics. What I know is just from the first group. But I'll let you know. I'm gonna ask actually
Also, a
the day
question
before.
or maybe a remark from Anastasia Chernyshova. So, if you work with data and finances as a marketing manager, you're kind of fit. Is that
Absolutely. Yes,
absolutely?
absolutely. I'm also reading this question. Yes, absolutely. It's gonna be great for you. Yeah. Yes, and Natalia is our student from the second group. She said, I confirm Nadia's interview preparation and mock-up interview are the best. Helped a lot. Thank you, Nadia. And Natalia, by the way, is working as a business intelligence analyst. She, sorry, if I can tell it to everyone, but she is the person who found a job from the second group, and I congratulate her on that. Oh, and by the way, this is very important. New reality is that generalists are more important than specialists. That's interesting because previously we were talking more about being I person, and by I, um, it means specialist. So you're learning something really deep, becoming expert in one topic. And it was the best person ever to hire previously. However, now with AI, generalists are becoming more important to the company because if you know something on the intermediate level, as for instance SQL, you can ask ChatGPT, you can ask Gemini, Perplexity to help you with that, or Cursor, for instance, with vibe coding to help you. They just don't need specialists anymore. So that's why learning more. And by the way, so for what I'm doing now. So I used to be only artist. So all my expertise was in business intelligence, data visualization, data analysis, a little bit product design here. But I started learning more business analysis. I recently completed certification for product management because I was interested in product analytics, product management, how to improve your product, even if I don't work with that. But it happened that our company actually just started using Mixpanel. So one of the tools for user behavior analysis. It's when, for instance, you have a website and your user scrolls a little bit, for instance, and then they just quit your website, and you see it. You see that they scrolled and just left the website, and you just try to understand what happened. And if there are lots of users who are leaving your website, maybe it means that first blocks of your website wasn't really interesting, and you need to, improve those first blocks or something like that. Or maybe something is not working. Scrolling, for instance, not work doesn't work on your website. So tools like that help you to understand user behavior and how your product or website works. So that's why I'm learning, and that's why I'm a little bit including that to my courses, because I think it's important. Again, generalists are more important than specialists now. For instance, I'm talking about ETL on my course as well, because I think it's important for you to understand what is it overall. And again, A/B testing, it's mostly already in this topic, in data science topic, but still it's great to know and it's interesting. So that's why I'm trying to grow as a generalist instead of specialist. I see. Okay. Sounds good. Oh, student stories. Love it. I love my student stories. So first, for instance, student HR recruit, I just mentioned that before, but Luba, our student from the second group, she used to be a HR recruiter, and she had a gap actually, I think 1 year gap. So she immigrated to Canada, and then she created pet projects, completed the course, and then became a data analyst. And I know that she already have she already had her performance review. I think it was in June or July, and they are talking about a promotion already. And I'm really happy about that. Industry, which is she working in, it's entertainment, which is interesting because I thought that it would be great for her to find something in HR as well. It makes sense, but she's not actually working with HR data. She's working with entertainment data, and that's cool, I believe. So it doesn't even matter to them that she didn't have this experience before, industry experience. One of the interesting cases from the first group, construction worker. Construction worker, he used to work on construction, like physical job, and he became a project manager, but with data responsibilities after the course. They hired him because one of his job responsibilities is to build dashboards, and he had projects in his portfolio. They liked it. His project manager now with data responsibilities. And I recently talked to him, and he said that Nadia, you won't believe what data they have. It's just a joke. He was so nervous about becoming project manager, working with data, but data is um, on a basic level. So he's really confident in his knowledge, which is I'm happy about that. So one person here owned business, had a gap, is I believe a couple of years, and then became business intelligence analyst in healthcare industry. And I believe she previously had healthcare experience. So this is our example in healthcare. Logistics, Polina, first group, data analyst. She used to be a data analyst back in Israel, I believe. She had a gap, 1+ years. She immigrated to Canada and became senior data analyst in logistics. My friend, administrator and receptionist, she had gap 4 years. She immigrated, she had a baby, and then she became a business intelligence analyst in the industry that she's working in, digital media. Another student from the first course, she used to be a QA analyst. Gap. Uh, oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. No, this one is actually from the second group. She used to be a QA analyst, became a senior data analyst inside her company. Um, we even didn't finish the course at that time, so she became a senior data analyst, and then after that she found another job already as a senior technical solution engineer. That's amazing role, honestly. In the industry she's working in software development. Accountant, gap around 1 year, and she used to work in Canada a lot, so gap wasn't she was laid off, so it wasn't connected to immigration. And she found a job as a senior analyst in finance, industry finance. And Liz analyst, she had a gap, several years because of immigration, and then she became a job as I'm not sure, data analyst or senior data analyst, but industry is banking. So those are just several examples of our students. So as you can see, like different situations, even different roles now. So it can be project manager, one of the just trying to verification specialist, I believe, something like that. Person who found a job as a verification specialist. Um, yeah, so lots of um, lots of roles as well. So it's not only data analyst. Okay, and Google certificate in data analytics enough. Lots of people are actually taking this course, Google Data Analytics. It's not bad, actually. If you want to take this Google Data Analytics certificate, yes, please take it. Just the problem is it's not enough of practice there, unfortunately. So there are no, I believe, uh, there is no one project, I believe, even. So no project, no pet projects that you can present to your future hiring manager. Um, so yes, it's just, theory, not enough practice, unfortunately. It's not that bad. However, unfortunately, if I'm a hiring manager, and we just hired lots of people, not in Canada, um, but still. And when we saw a person who took a Google Data Analytics certificate and placed it in the resume, we immediately knew that this person just placed it in the resume and they didn't have experience. So we try to interview those people. Unfortunately, it was definitely true. It was clear that they didn't have any practice. So that's why it's important, if you take any courses or if you're practicing yourself, please create pet projects. Please practice, not just listen to courses. If you could give recommendations, if you could give one recommendation, what that would be, uh, I would say get practice, practice or maybe internship. Our course it has internship in one of the companies, startups usually. We have Canadian startups. We did have a US startup previously, insurance company. Um, I believe this time I'm not gonna tell you because probably it's gonna be just a data consulting company. Um, and we'll see. So there are a couple of opportunities here. Who hires? Okay, let's talk about who hires. Oh, everyone, honestly, everyone's hiring. Social networks, Meta, of course, Reddit, Pinterest, from transport, Lyft, Uber, e-commerce, Amazon, of course, Mondelez or Mondelez, I think in Mondelez. Streaming platforms, Netflix, Bell Media in Canada is hiring. I have a friend who's working as a business intelligence in Bell Media, and I have a friend, a data engineer who works in Netflix. Lots of interesting stories from Netflix. Real estate, Colliers, Altus Group are hiring. Altus Group is in downtown Toronto. Colliers maybe too, actually. Game dev, PlayStation, EA games. I used to be a big fan of The Sims, and I think I'm still a big fan. So I know that they were hiring specifically for Sims, a senior data analyst for Sims, and the data analyst, I believe. So at that time, they were thinking about creating Sims 5, so a new version of Sims, but they decided to go with different packages. So still, those people were um, working on those new packages that they created. And I have a person who works in Sims. She is for Sims in EA games. She is analyzing how your your Sims, if you know what I'm talking about. So basically, simulated people in your game, how fast they die, how fast they like they need some needs missing, etc. So that's amazing. I being a child, I would probably kill for this job. But yeah, so PlayStation, for instance, if you're a fan of hockey games, football games, like soccer, PlayStation, why not? Um, Consulting, Deloitte, Accenture, hiring, big tech, Apple, Microsoft, Google hiring. My mentor, by the way, works for Google. She's a data analytics manager. Um, Part of what she's telling me, I'm telling my students as well. Some interesting like life hacks, I would say. Insurance, Canada Life, Manulife, our companies is hiring sometimes. For instance, recently they were hiring product analyst in our Toronto office, and they are hiring a lot of people in US. Healthcare, Roche, Public Health Ontario, food retailers, Loblaws, Walmart as well, clothes retailers, who's in Vancouver, Lululemon, Aritzia, those are hiring, I think, almost all the time. I even a couple of years ago, I was contacted by by a recruiter from Lululemon. Nike is hiring. So honestly, lots of companies are hiring. All right. Thank you so much. Let's see questions.
Yeah, the question we have here from Lilia, how much time does it take to learn SQL at an intermediate level? And maybe here we can speak about the how many weeks the course lasts and so on.
Yes. So, uh, like if you're fast and if you're learning 10, 10 hours per week, so usually we're asking our students to learn in practice. So it's together with practice from 8 to 10 hours per week. So it's just 4 full lessons. So I would say like 10 hours of lessons of SQL plus practice. Uh, so 2.5, 3 weeks should be enough, but again, spending 8, 10 hours per week. Hope that answers your question. Okay. And plus completing project with SQL, that's going to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, and practicing interview questions as well. So I'm gonna give you interview questions for SQL, and you're gonna practice those as well. Yeah, go ahead, Diana.
Yeah, I wanted to say that we have another question from
Mhm.
Alexander. What competitive advantages does your school have compared to other schools?
That's a great question. For instance, compared to universities, practice compared to universities. We have lots of practice, we have internship, and we have instructors who work as data analysts. Because most of the schools, unfortunately, they have people who doesn't work as a data analyst. They are unfortunately like old fashioned approach, and they are not um, up to date with new technologies and with new tools. And also, honestly, with the experience of practicing interview questions, because interviews questions are changing as well. So person who is actively interviewing people, myself, I'm a hiring manager, and sometimes I'm looking for a job as well. So I know what they're asking. Yeah. And our tutors as well.
Yes, I wanted to add, and it cannot be stressed enough that the internship at the end of the course, at the end of the 16-week, is guaranteed to everyone, and this is a big, big plus. And I don't think you're gonna find any course. Speaking of competitive advantages, I don't think you can find any other course or school like that says that you're going to have a guaranteed internship, and which gives you a lot of practice. And this is absolutely necessary to land a job in data analytics.
Yes, with the Canadian market, they ask you for local experience, which is actually illegal, of course. And by the way, from January 2026, it's going to be officially illegal to ask a local experience. But they are not going to tell you, that they need it. But unfortunately, they need it. So we are giving you this local experience, which is the most important what you can get. um, yeah, yeah, an internship. So with universities, for instance, you can get internship, but you need to apply yourself. You need to find this internship, and sometimes students cannot find internship, unfortunately.
Yeah, but also to apply to university, you need to go through quite a process. But
Yeah.
here you just submit a request and fill out the registration form. Also, I wanted to say that the school this course allows you to take the information at your own pace. And every week you're also meeting for I don't know, for an hour or an hour and a half, right? With your instructors, you can ask questions, so you're not left alone, going through all this theory. So it's like this course is doing the double duty. First, you are doing it at your own pace, and second, you are constantly monitored, you are constantly helped, and this is a great mixture that you won't find, you likely not find anywhere else.
Yes, absolutely. So you have a instructor who's helping you with homework. If anything is not working for you, you're contacting you can have a call with them. You can text me, text them, and I'm your mentor. So please ask me questions. We are gonna have mock-ups with you. I'm gonna help you to find a job, actually. um, I'm not going to apply for you, but I can help you to find the right. Well, of course, I'm helping you with the resume, with a LinkedIn profile, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm gonna definitely. So if you, for instance, if you have an interview coming in a week, you applied, they asked you to participate. Don't hesitate to contact me. We're gonna practice together. So I'm your mentor on this course.
Yes, and I've just sent the pre-register form
Mm-hmm.
in the chat. Please look it up. Earlier, I sent the website and our Instagram. You can ask any questions on Instagram. Contact us there. This is Human Intelligence School, and uh,
You
yeah,
also, you also can download the whole curriculum there.
on the web.
And if you need a roadmap, so for instance, you want to try yourself, please let me know, and I'm going to send you the roadmap as well. All right.
The price that you are going to see on the website is locked till September 20th. After that, it will be higher. So if you're seriously considering this opportunity, don't miss out, and make sure to register before September 20th.
Yes, absolutely. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me or Liana. Um, do we have a contacts in the chat, Liana? Oh, we can, yes, I can leave um our Gmail.
Mhm. Yes, it's either via messages on Instagram or via Gmail, any way that's more convenient for you.
All right, I just sent the email as well. In the on the website, you also can ask for free consultation. Just there is a calendar, just choose it, and we'll be happy to have a call with you. All right, are there any questions? Perfect.
I'm looking at the questions once again. I think this question from Alexander was the employment rate after the completion of your course, and what is the average timeline? The second part of the question, I don't think if we answered it or not. What is the average timeline for finding a job or for completing the course? I didn't really get it.
I so average timeline for completing the course, it's 5-6 months. It's 6 weeks of the course itself. You can complete it a little bit earlier, but still, internship is going to start after 16 weeks, after everyone has completed the course. Let me check the.
Yes, you can do it faster than 16 weeks, but the internship starts at the same time once everyone completes it after week 16.
So
Alexander's question was about finding a job, a timeline for finding a job.
yes, for finding job. So average timeline for finding a job overall in Canada without our course is from 6 months to a year, unfortunately. So with our course, it's closer to 2-3 months.
Exactly, because you already know, you've already gone through all the mock interviews, you know the questions, the exact or very similar questions that are going to be asked of you at the interview, because you've had the internship, because you have this advantage over those people who have just completed a Google course on Coursera, for example.
Yes, and also you can apply already from a little bit earlier as well. Even if you didn't complete internship, you still already can apply because you already have skills needed. So don't wait until you complete, for instance, Python, because I mentioned that before. Not every company is looking for Python skills. If you see that, for instance, they asking for Excel, SQL, you already have this experience. Don't wait to apply. Yeah, still you have this experience already, and with your project. So you're gonna have your portfolio. So for instance, first project you're gonna have in 1 month with Excel. The next one is in 1 month and a half with Power BI, in 2 months, Tableau, etc., etc. So you're gonna have several projects in your portfolio prior to the end of the course with internship. Mhm. All right. Love the questions. Thank you so much.
Yes, wonderful questions. If you have any other, uh, please type them in the chat. Um, or you can, sometimes I feel like you don't have questions right away, but once the Zoom meeting is over, like, oh, actually, I wanted to ask this. So, yeah, all the contacts are in the chat. And yeah, don't hesitate to ask questions.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending your time, your Thursday time, and it's almost Friday. Yay. Always happy for Friday. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you,
Thank
Liana.
you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Nadia.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.